Oh my goodness, Shudder. The Devil's Bath. What the hell did I just watch?
Quatsch er denn?
Das ist schön. Hast du es gehört?
Was denn?
Es hat so schön knackst.
Agnes.
Hast du dich schon eingewählt?
So, The Devil's Bath is primarily an Austrian film, and this film is like a period piece from the 18th century, and it's supposedly based on true events. So, let's dig in to this review. This review right here, I don't know. It's gonna be a crazy one because this movie is crazy. It's billed a horror movie, but I think this is a psychological, disturbing, and kind of confusing film altogether because it starts out kind of like, if you guys seen The Witch that came out in 2015, it kind of has the witch vibes to it, you know, where you think some witchcraft is going on, but I really don't think there's any witchcraft in this. It's basically a female that is going through it because she wants to please her husband, she wants to have a child, and she wants all these normal things that, you know, a new bride wants. But there are some things that prevent all that from happening, all that from getting what she wants, basically. So the movie basically starts out with this woman who finds a baby in the woods, and she takes the baby in the woods, and she just, I don't want to go into details. I want to say it for you guys, but she basically kills the baby, and then she goes to this church and tells her that she needs to confess because she committed a crime, you know. And then the movie switches to Agnes and Wolf, the two main characters of the story. It goes to their wedding, and this is the beginning to, in my opinion, I believe, Agnes's madness. So Wolf takes what's her name? Agnes. Wolf takes Agnes to their home, and he shows her around. You know, she likes it, whatnot. But then all of a sudden, you know, Wolf just takes off, and then I guess he's not done celebrating, you know, the wedding. So he leaves her in the house. Then Wolf comes back later and joins Agnes in the bed. So Agnes, she wants to get straight to it. You know, she wants to make a baby. She wants to get busy. So I don't know, for some reason, you know, Wolf couldn't get it up. And then that baby making gets squashed that night. Before I talk about, you know, Agnes and Wolf trying to make a baby, I want to go back a little bit before that, after the wedding. During the wedding celebrations, they got this crazy type of, I don't know what it is, but just think of, you know, people getting blindfolded and hit a piñata. This is kind of like that thing, but these people are hitting a live chicken. Just imagine a live chicken in the ground, people blindfolded and hitting it. It's craziness. I've never seen anything before. I wonder if this is a real thing that they did back in the day in Austria. Hey, but it just blew my mind. But going back to what I was saying, so I guess they tried to consummate the wedding. It didn't happen. I don't know if Wolf had whiskey dick, he drunk too much, or I don't know what's going on, but I think later down the line in the story, it kind of gives a hint what's wrong with Wolf. But anyway, it moves on to the next morning, and then Wolf is gone. So eventually he went out fishing. Then Agnes, finds him out there fishing, and she joins him fishing. Then after she gets done fishing, she starts wandering in the woods, and she notices the woman that I told you guys about earlier in the film that killed a baby. She sees the woman's body in the woods that's decapitated, and her head is in a cage. So I guess Agnes is just, I don't know, she just finds it amazing, and she just lingers there and looks at it and whatnot. But another thing I forgot to tell you guys is after the wedding, she says goodbye to her mother and her brother, and her brother gives her this finger, and I believe it's from the body of the dead woman. And he says this finger will give you good health and help you get a baby, I guess. And every night, Agnes puts this finger underneath the bed. Why? I don't know. They don't explain. This movie doesn't explain a lot of things. It's just a lot of weird things happen. But anyway, they try to have sex again. And then this time, Wolf just flat out rejects Agnes. They don't say why. He just rejects her. He doesn't want nothing to do with her. So she stays up all night, wondering what's wrong with her, why, won't he have sex with me? She wants a baby real bad, So she prays, she goes to church and prays, and she just is praying for that baby. But the movie starts getting weird after this. There's a young guy in a village who all of a sudden just, unalives himself. And then when the preacher finds out, he tells the townspeople in the church that, so-and-so unalived himself, and that's the worst thing that you can do. That's even worse than somebody committing murder, because their soul is lost. So they just treat this guy like shit, They take this guy's body and just, throw it out into the woods. They don't even bury him or nothing, He means nothing to them now because he committed, he did the deed and his soul is lost. So I guess that really, messed up Agnes too. So I really think Agnes is, really messed up about, wanting a baby, and her husband won't, have sex with her. So she stops doing her chores. She's not cooking for Wolf anymore. Wolf is the husband. She's not cooking for Wolf anymore. She's not taking care of the goats and the rest of the farm animals that they have. So they start getting sick, and, Wolf's mother has to step in and help around the house. And Wolf tells her, hey, there's something wrong with Agnes. She's not right. Agnes is always gone. She's always in the woods. She keeps going to that scene where the woman's body is out there decapitated, and, her head's in the cage. She keeps going back to that scene. So, the movie's trying to tell us something. But after a while, Agnes, she just descends into madness. She sees a baby left out in the woods by a stream, and she just ends up taking a baby, taking it home. And Agnes's mother-in-law and Wolf's mother, they tell her that, hey, you got to take that baby back. You just can't steal a baby. So reluctantly, she takes the baby back, and the parents, after a while, find the baby, and then she just starts going south from there. She starts running away, and she went back to her mom's house, and her mom said, no, you can't stay here. You got to go back. Agnes says, hey, I don't want to go back. I don't feel safe there. And reluctantly, she goes back, and then that's when she starts going even crazier. She starts taking rat poison, She's talking about, I need to see a priest because I need to confess. And Wolf tries to go get the priest, but the priest ain't there. And he comes back to the house and says, you have to go tomorrow. And then that's when she tells him that, you know, she took rat poison, and he puts his finger down her throat so she can throw up so she won't kill herself. And Wolf is like, enough's enough. He takes her back, you know, takes her back to her mom's house. He's like, I don't know what to do with her, you know. And then it just spirals, goes downhill. So one morning, Agnes just leaves, you know, her mother's house, and she finds this boy and gets him to take her to this altar. And that's where, you know, she does stuff. I don't want to spoil it, but she does something at the altar with the boy, and the movie comes full circle again. So she now ends up going to a church, knocking on the door and saying, hey, I committed a crime. And then the same thing happens that we see in the beginning of the movie. So this movie is just crazy. Also, I want to add the ending of this movie, the townspeople are crazy too. As you will see, they all end up consuming a crazy type of liquid. I'll just say that. I do suggest you guys watch this movie. If you guys like The Witch that came out in 2015, it's got a similar vibe, but less witchcraft in this movie. It's kind of a slow burn, but I think it's pretty entertaining because it's something different, you know. It's an Austrian film. It has a bunch of Austrian actors in it. And yeah, I liked it. It's not going to be my best of 2024, but it's something different. I think you guys should check it out. Peace.